What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TRX Live. My name is Miguel Vargas, and it's time to get after it again. Today, we have a strength training workout that is going to be 100% on the straps. What I love about this workout is that it's simple. There's 3 exercises per round. We're going to work for 30 seconds at a time, and we're going to get 30 seconds of transition. The warm-up is built into the first section, so first couple exercises are not about seeing how hard you can go. It's more so about moving around and kind of seeing how the body feels and just getting ready for what's coming ahead. But we got 3 big blocks, and within each block, there'll be 3 exercises, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Now, if you want to work for a little bit more past the rest, if you want to go a little bit faster, if you want to incorporate some other tools, by all means, absolutely go for it. The 4 rules every time we show up to train: if it hurts, don't do it. If you need a break, take one. When it feels good, I want you to get after it. But most importantly, I want you to have fun. Now, in the next 20 seconds, I want everybody to let me know who's on here, where you're from, maybe even a fun fact about yourself. But we got about 10 seconds before we get started. And the first exercise you're going to see is a TRX Overhead Squat. So I want to make sure that my straps are at mid-length. I'm going to stand facing the anchor point, take my hands up above my head, and from here, I'm just going to see what my shoulders are feeling like. Drop down, and then drive up. As I'm looking at the anchor point, I want to keep my shoulders away from the ears, chest nice and lifted. Inhaling on the way down. Big exhale as I come to standing. Now, if it's too tough, you can walk back and give the shoulders a little break and then go back into that overhead position. And time. Nice job. So we got 25 seconds before we go into the next exercise, and it's going to be a row. I'm going to take my straps up to fully shorten. This first one's not about seeing how low I can go. It's really just about waking up the backside. So I'm going to walk my feet in, get ready for that TRX row. We can start early, but I'm just chasing my plank right now. Now, the goal of today's workout, or the emphasis, we're going to be squatting. We're going to be pulling. So working that lower body with the squats, upper bodies with the rows, bicep curls. Almost there. Now, again, it's the first time we're seeing this exercise. So we don't need to go super low, don't need to go super fast. All right, so I'm going to make sure I can hear this. The next exercise we're going to do is a push-up to a downward dog. One of my favorite exercises. You can do a push-up to a runner stretch. You can do a push-up to a toe touch. All I want you to do right now is to work on that nice strong plank position and pushing movement. So from here, shoulders are out of my ears. I'm going to lower down, drive up. I'm going to add the downward dog because we're still trying to get warmed up, right? Now, if you're already warmed up, let's see what you got. You can use the 30 seconds as a how many reps can I do in 30 seconds, or how challenging can I make it in 30 seconds? Meaning, do I slow it down? All right, so that's the first time through those exercises. We're going to do that 2 more rounds going into the overhead squat. Now that my shoulders are awake, I'm breathing a little bit heavier than I did in the start, we can start to pick up the pace. So that overhead squat, straps are at mid-length. I'm going to throw my hands up and see about keeping my hands up overhead the whole time. Ready? Shoulders are out of my ears. And here we go. As I lower down into that overhead squat, I want to make sure those knees are not collapsing. I want to make sure that upper body's not falling forward. And I want to make sure I'm maintaining what we call masses and spaces. So big head, trying to stay away from my neck space. All right, so now shoulders are awake. Straps are going fully shortened for the next exercise, being the TRX Low Row. Now, there's a reason I want you to have a lot of rest here. The more you rest in between exercises, the more you can shake it out, stretch it out, so that when we attack the next round, we can do just as good as the last round or better. All right? So, if you want to take it a little bit closer to your anchor point, go for it. Getting ready for that low row. Let's go. Careful with your footing, a little slippery, being barefoot in the garage. So I'm going to focus on chasing my plank through this movement, even though I don't have the steepest angle. Now that's the best part about suspension training. As you're doing this, you can adjust your angle or your vector, what we call it, or you can adjust your speed. If you're going a little bit slower, adding a few more holds or pauses, that is going to challenge you, right? Now I know overhead squat's coming up, but first we got those push-ups. So now in 30 seconds, I'm going to see what I got. Not going faster, but just chasing a better plank. Ready? Here we go. As I do these push-ups, I want to stay away from the T with the arms. I want my elbows to come back. And if you're looking from above, it's almost like an arrow where my elbows are here, my head comes to the spear of that arrow. And when you're doing that, you just get everything just to work a little bit stronger. We get more of the right muscles doing more of the right things. So we're already coming up into round 3. We got about 10 seconds before we go. Now the shoulders are wide awake. Now I want you to increase that tension. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's take it up to an 8 as far as we squeeze those abs. Squeeze those arms. Whew. Oh, shoulders are awake. Heart rate's up a little bit. Legs are feeling good. Now we're going to go into those rows. Taking my straps all the way up. I'm still not going to take it into the lowest row I can because here's a secret. We have inverted rows coming up at the end. So going into that low row. Hands are coming to my ribs, walking my feet in. This time, I'm going to go a little bit faster. Now, when we go faster, we forget about maintaining that active plank. As I maintain that plank, that means I got to squeeze my glutes, got to squeeze my legs, my abs. Almost there. Whew. All right. So we have about 25 seconds before we get into those push-ups. So we went fast on the rows. We're just going to go an even speed on those push-ups. Again, trying to maintain that nice, strong, active plank. We got about 10 seconds before we get into this. Hands are underneath my chest. Nice, strong plank. Here we go. When I press up, I try to corkscrew my hands, or I'll show you when I'm done. When I press away from the ground, I want to imagine I'm holding on to 2 jars. I'm trying to turn the knobs at the top of the jars, and I'm going to feel my chest just kind of squeeze a little bit tighter. But what I also feel are my lats engaging, and I want to get all of that strength to push myself away from the ground. So that was block 1. Moving into block number 2, we're going to challenge your stability a little bit. So we're going to move into a TRX Single Leg Squat. Straps are going to be mid-lane. And I'm going to take a little bit of time because we've got about 40 seconds to go through the different variations of it. Now, nothing changes from your squat. So if this was your squat, and that's as low as you go, that's as low as you need to go on the single leg squat. If this is your first time, you're not too familiar, just take half a step forward, sit down in that imaginary chair, and drive back up. If you're feeling good, pick that leg up, sit down, and drive to the top. The point here is we don't want to pull on those straps, all right? So let's get ready. Double check my timer. We're going in 4. I'm on my right leg first. 2, and here we go. This one, we want to start to think about how many reps we're getting in 30 seconds. Now, it's not a race in 30 seconds. We just want to keep track so that when we come back to do this again, we can see if we're making progress. Hey. All right, nice job. That's a big, challenging exercise, especially when you're on one leg. Using the straps, if you're using them for the first time, don't be afraid to put that heel down on the ground for support because it's only going to help you get stronger and get better. 10 seconds before we go to the other side. Elbows are stacked under my shoulders. Left leg up. Ready. Now, when you're at the bottom, you might pull yourself up. Try to imagine you want to be able to get better at this by not using the strap so much for support at the bottom and really working on that leg strength. Whew. So, right side single leg squat, left leg single leg squat. I'm not sure if that's what it says exactly, but now we're going to go into the bicep curl. One of my favorite exercises. And the challenge here is how is your grip doing? This next 10-minute round, it's 10 minutes, is all pulling. So we want to make sure, especially on the squats, we're not death gripping the handles. Ready? Up. 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 A lot of times I see people drop their elbows. That's not what we want. We want elbows up, lower down. Up, lower down. Almost there. Now, I know I have some folks out there like, I can go faster. How do you make this harder? Miguel, we'll start off again just with your stability, all right? So if I'm going to balance on my right leg, I'm going to hold the straps on with both handles of my left hand. I'm going to pick up that left foot, and I'm going to use one hand. So I'm going to do that on this one. You ready? Here we go. 2. Whew. It's a good 5 for me. I'm going to stick with 6 because I'm happy with that. If you got more than 6, that's okay. Again, this is a strength training focus. I'm a big guy. I'm a heavy guy. So I don't need to do a lot. I just need to do a few really well because my weight is already a challenging load. So I'm going to switch it over to my left foot. I'm not going to lie. My left leg doesn't love the single leg squat, so I might not have the same range of motion, but I'm working on doing simple better and staying healthy and staying safe. So right hand's holding on, chest is lifted. I'm going to try not to curve. Here we go. You got 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to challenge yourself with a kettlebell, you could. Here, 4. But just because I say you can, doesn't mean it's something you need, right? Last one. Oh. So now we're going to go into that bicep curl. A couple different variations of the bicep curl. I'm going to try a reverse grip this time around, where this time my palms start face down, and I'm going to come up. Ready for this one? Here we go. Elbows up, lower down. Ooh, started a little early. So now I'm starting to feel my forearms burn a little bit. How about you? Almost there. Whew. Man, that definitely gets after those arms. We got one more round to go here. Single leg squat. It's already a really challenging exercise. If you can do pistols without the suspension trainer, let's see how many you can get in 30 seconds on this one. All right? So I'm not going to use my straps. I'm okay. But let's see in 30 seconds what I got. Ready? And if you fall, it's okay. Right? I'm going to try. 1, 2. Whew. 4. It's hard. There we go. I'm going to stick with my 5 reps because I'm feeling it. Felt pretty good. Still challenging. I can't remember the last time I tried those, so I'm really, really happy that I didn't lose it on that. A lot of times you'll see people do something, a pistol squat with something in their hand, helps offload or helps with the balance. I don't need any help making my single leg squats any heavier. So going over to the left foot now. Remember, this is not my great leg. No, don't judge me. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How am I doing out there, guys? 6. Whew. All right. You don't know until you try it, right? I got 5 on each side, 5 or 6 on each side. I'll totally take that one. Now we're going into those bicep curls. The last thing I'm going to show you guys is a bicep clutch, where it's like big squeeze. So when you do it, here, really tight, really tight. Don't let anybody inside, but squeeze. Here we go. Right over left, left over right. You don't have to go past. Wrist over elbows. Squeeze your biceps. Almost there. Oh, that's a good one. Gets into the shoulders, changes the position, changes the challenge a little bit on there. Well, that's block 2. We got one more block to go. Now, first time you go through this, if it's not as challenging as you want it to be, start from the beginning. Do this over again and make it more challenging for you. Right now, we're just seeing what it looks like. A lot of you guys might not be joining in right now, which is great. So when you do this later, you see what we're doing and you know how to attack it and make it work for you. Now we're getting into our final set. This is where it gets tough. This is where I want you to challenge yourself. We got 10 minutes of work. I'm going to start off with an inverted row. The biggest challenge of this round is going to be the transitions. Overshorten to mid-calf, mid-calf, back to overshorten. So 1, overshorten, 2, on the ground. I'm going to start with the inverted row. Handles are hip height. And now I want to see how many reps can you get. We're going in 10 seconds. Ready? Oh, 10. Keep those knees over your ankles. Keep squeezing those glutes. Oh man, come on. All right, so quickly, we're going down the mid calf. I'm gonna get my toes in. And for me, my feet are gonna pop through because I'm not wearing any shoes. All I'm gonna do is go to an atomic push up from here. So we got a nice pull. We're gonna complement that with a push. And then we're gonna go down to on our back for some hamstring curls. Ready? Oh, I'm feeling good on these. All right. Now that those are done, going to switch to our back, drop the heels in. Now, based off your position, the closer you are to the anchor point, the easier the pendulum principle becomes. So I'm going to scoot closer because I really want to focus higher up on my glutes, or lower on my glutes, higher on my hamstrings. I'm going to pop up, and I'm going to go right leg, both legs. Right leg, left leg, both legs. I love going right leg alternating because then I can challenge my stability, making sure my feet aren't slipping around. All right. That was 1. 2 more to go. Now I hope I got your attention on this round. The big challenge here, can you hit the same amount of reps that you did on the first? Can you do the same thing on the last? We're going back to those inverted rows. If you're working off a door, just get your feet to the door and keep your legs straight. I like the inverted row today because we're focusing on those squats, and with my knees bent, my hips up, really keeps my glutes engaged. Oh, oh man, such a challenge. So that quick transition to get my toes in on my back, drop the straps over the front, onto your belly. After this set, I want to know how many atomic push-ups you got. And if you don't have any, just do crunches. Ready? Here we go. Now don't sacrifice form for however many you're trying to do. The goal is to chase that plank. Let the plank drive the movement. Whew. So now I'm gonna get my heels in. This time, we're gonna put a little something on that hamstring curl. And I'm gonna get even closer to my anchor point. So again, if you're at home and you wanna make this easier, get as close to your door as you can. All right, from here, hamstring curl to hip press. Oof. And then back out. Hamstring curl, hip press, down, back out. Inhale, exhale, down, back out. This doesn't have to be fast. It's got to be right because we don't want to arch our back. We're only pressing as high as we can while maintaining that strong core. We don't want to thrust those hips up into the air, especially while those feet are suspended. That puts a lot of stress on your low back. So I'm not wearing the heart rate monitor today, but I am tracking on my Apple Watch. And so far, I'm pretty pumped with where I'm at for a 30-minute workout. We're going into these inverted rows for the last time. Ready? Here we go. Ugh. I didn't quite get 15 on that, and that's okay. Still feeling strong, and I'm still feeling good, and that's the goal. How many atomic push-ups you got in your last set? What's your goal in your head, and what's going to be your final result? All right, hands underneath my chest. Ready? Here we go. It's tough. Woo. I got my 15. Heels are going in. On this one, you can do whatever you want. Hamstring curl, hip press, hamstring curl to hip press, hamstring runner. Ready? If you guys... Now I'm pretty far from my anchor point, so I'm not going to do a hip press from here. I start to feel too much stress behind my knees. So, at least on the hamstring curl and runner, I can do a good job of maintaining that strong plank.
Oh man, heart rate got up. Now, stay where you are with your feet in the foot cradles. Pull your knees to your chest. Reach for your strap. Oh. And just extend those legs out. This should feel really good. Really good. Big inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Ooh. Man, those hamstring runners, if you don't do them regularly, they'll get you every single time. Every single time. Now, for today's workout, keeping it super simple. The warm-up was incorporated into the first round. The cool down, I'm gonna put it on you. And I'm gonna challenge you, or I invite you, to go check out one of our other awesome videos, whether it's yoga with Crystal, recovery, hint, 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 with Chris Nentars. I know the last video I just saw was all about runners, and we definitely got off to that lower body. So go check out that video as well. Recover the right way. Today I wanted to keep it short and sweet because I know not all of us have 45 minutes to train. Sometimes we just need something that's gonna get us to go. If you liked it, replay it. Do it again. If you got an hour, go for it. Now, if you like the timer, I actually put the exercise names in today. So here's a treat. If you want me to send you this timer, you gotta do some work. You gotta follow me on Instagram. My name is Miguel, TRX SF. I'm gonna put the link in my bio. Follow me, tell a friend, tell many friends to come back and watch the next TRX Live. But until then, I'll see you soon. Stay fit, son.